Alright, class, your literature teacher clapped her hands to get everyone's attention. This year's College Fest theme is Timeless Tales, and I want each of you to find a partner by the end of this week. You'll be performing scenes from classic literature. Excitement buzzed in the air. Some students were already whispering, glancing around at their friends or crushes. You felt your heart leap a little when your eyes landed on Taemin. He was your closest guy friend, funny, smart, and honestly a little dreamy. The kind of guy who held the door open and remembered your favorite coffee order. You two had spent so much time together lately, practicing debates, studying late, sharing memes. So naturally, you thought he would ask you. You fiddled with the hem of your sleeves, cheeks warm as you imagined how you would smile and pretend to be surprised when he walked over, but then he didn't. He walked straight past you and stopped in front of Minji. Minji, he said, his voice loud enough for everyone to hear, be my partner for the fest. We could totally kill a scene from Romeo and Juliet. Minji twirled a lock of her hair around her finger and tilted her head with a smile. Only if you promise to let me be Juliet. He grinned. Wouldn't have it any other way. You'll be the most gorgeous Juliet. A chorus of squeals erupted from the girls sitting nearby. Oh my god, they're gonna be the hottest pair. Someone whispered loudly, others started clapping and cheering, chanting their names like they were some sort of campus royalty. Taemin and Minji, your heart dropped. You blinked, confused, looking at the empty space where Taemin should have been standing in front of you, but no, he was laughing with her now. You swallowed hard, your smile fading, the chatter around you blurred into background noise. You felt foolish, and then your eyes met someone else's, Jungkook. He was sitting in the back row, hoodie pulled over his head, earbuds in, but you saw him watching, not just looking, watching. When your gaze lingered a second too long, he quickly looked away. You grabbed your notebook and walked out of the classroom before anyone could see your face. The weight in your chest felt unbearable. Taemin was completely in the moment that he didn't even feel your absence. You realized you were into him. He doesn't even mind if you disappear. You ended up in the courtyard, sitting under the old tree. You didn't cry, not really, but your eyes stung and your throat burned like you were holding it all in. Are you crying? You looked up, it was Jungkook. He stood there awkwardly, scratching his head. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out a crumpled but clean handkerchief, holding it out to you. You hesitated for a second before taking it without a word. He sat down beside you, leaving a small gap. I thought Taemin would ask you to be his partner, he said after a pause. Didn't you think the same? You turn and glare at him. I just thought you guys seemed close, that's all. Mind your own business. You muttered, gripping the handkerchief tighter. He didn't say anything after that, just sat there quietly, not leaving, not mocking. Jungkook, the guy you never really paid attention to, the one who always sat in the back seat, hood up, head down, the one who somehow managed to score more than even the toppers despite being half asleep in class, the one who was always involved in fights, always walking around with bruised knuckles and a mysterious air. You never thought he noticed you. Turns out he noticed everything. So, he said after a minute, stretching his legs out in front of him, you gonna sulk here all day or should I get you some ice cream too? You shot him a look. You think this is funny? He lifted a brow. No, but watching you act like the world just ended over some guy choosing Juliet Barbie is kind of dramatic. You scoffed, wiping under your eye roughly. Why are you even here? Don't you have a fight to pick or a bench to nap on? He smirked. Wow, you do know I exist. I'm touched. You rolled your eyes. You're seriously annoying. Yeah, well, you're seriously loud when you are disappointed. Even from the back row, I could feel your heartbreak radiating. You groaned and turned away from him. Can you just go? Nope, he said simply, leaning back on his elbows. Too comfy now. Plus, I skipped physics for this. You narrowed your eyes. Why would you skip physics to come here? He shrugged. Thought you might need a handkerchief. That shut you up. You looked away, jaw clenched. Half the time he spoke, he irritated you. The other half, he confused you. Jungkook wasn't silent at all like he pretended in class. He was sarcastic, observant, unexpectedly present, and you weren't sure if that scared you or intrigued you. Later that evening, as you were packing your books at the college gate, Taemin walked up beside you, holding his bag casually over one shoulder. Hey, he said cheerfully. So, did you find a partner yet? You froze. He had no idea how this one decision had completely shattered the tiny world you had built up in your head. Your fingers tightened around the strap of your bag. You didn't answer. He chuckled, rubbing the back of his neck. I mean, everyone is panicking last minute. Thought maybe you paired up with someone already. You gave him a short glance, lips pressed tight, then turned and walked away. Wait, did I say something wrong? He called after you, but you didn't stop. He looked genuinely confused. But you couldn't bring yourself to explain it, not when he didn't even realize what he had done. The next few days, you avoided him completely. You sat farther during lectures, pretended to be busy when he tried talking, even switched lunch tables. He started noticing. His messages turned from casual to cautious. Meanwhile, Jungkook started showing up more and more. Sometimes he would appear next to you during breaks. Your notes are a mess, he commented, glancing at your scribbles. You want people to think you are failing? You were literally sleeping the whole lecture. You snapped. Yeah, but I listened with my soul. You groaned. Please go away. But he didn't. He sat next to you every day that week. Sometimes he would make fun of your pen choices, other times he would pull out an extra coffee and slide it across the table without saying a word. One afternoon after the last lecture, you were walking through the quiet hallway near the library, hoping to avoid any unwanted conversations, when Taemin caught up with you. Wyan, he called, jogging up to you. Wait a second. You slowed down reluctantly, not wanting to cause a scene but also not ready to face him. Do you want to go to the library together? We could finish the homework or maybe grab something from the cafe later, like we used to. His voice was soft, casual, like nothing had changed, but everything had changed. And hearing that same casual tone made your chest feel tighter. I'm busy, you said shortly, adjusting the strap on your shoulder. Hey, Fron, busy? You literally just finished class. What's going on? You kept walking. Hey, wait. His hand reached out and gently but firmly grabbed your elbow, making you stop. His grip wasn't harsh, but it was enough to keep you from walking away. What is happening? He asked, brows furrowing. Why are you avoiding me? Did I do something? You stayed quiet, your lips pressed in a thin line, not trusting your voice. Seriously, if I messed something up, you need to tell me. You have been acting weird for days, and I don't get it. Your eyes met his, and for a second, your defenses cracked. You were just about to say something, anything, when you heard heels clicking against the floor. Taemin, there you are. Minji's voice rang out, cheerful and oblivious. As she approached the two of you, she looped her arm through his with a smile. I was looking for you. We need to discuss our costumes for the performance. Your jaw tightened. You looked at her, then at him. His hand was still on your elbow. He looked torn, like he didn't know whether to let go or say something else, but you didn't give him the chance. pulled your arm free from his grip, the motion sharp but controlled, and then you looked him dead in the eyes, not sad, not pleading, just tired. You didn't say a word, you turned and walked away. His voice called your name behind you, but this time you didn't stop. You stopped just outside the college gate, jaw clenched, fist tight. The air felt too warm. Everything inside you bubbled with frustration, not just at him, not just at her, but at yourself. Why did it hurt so much? You look like you're gonna punch a wall. Came a voice from behind you. You didn't have to turn around to know who it was. You let out a short breath. Go away, Jungkook. Yeah, nah, he said casually. Told you I don't do that. You started to walk away again, but he reached out and gently grabbed your wrist. It wasn't forceful, just firm enough to make you pause. You stopped, you didn't jerk your hand away. There was a moment of silence, then he stepped a little closer. It's a waste of time, going after one-sided love. You turn your head irritated. Stop talking nonsense. He looked at you quietly. It's not nonsense. You know that too. Your eyes flicked to his. He wasn't smirking. He wasn't teasing. He looked serious. You are hurt because he didn't choose you, right? Your throat went dry. Do you really think he would go to Minji if you mattered to him the way you thought you did? That hit hard, harder than you expected. You looked away, but his words echoed. He didn't even realize he hurt you. That says enough, doesn't it? You swallowed, eyes focused on the cracked pavement below your shoes. Jungkook let go of your wrist slowly, his voice softened. Maybe he just sees you as a good friend, and maybe you saw him as more than that. You closed your eyes for a second. He wasn't being cruel. He was just being real. You didn't say anything, he didn't push. I just didn't want to see you break down over someone who doesn't even realize you are breaking. He said, almost like it wasn't meant for you to hear. You blinked at the sudden sting in your eyes. He noticed, and for the first time he didn't joke. He just stood beside you, quiet, understanding, and somehow in that moment his silence felt safer than any comforting words Taemin could have given. The next day you were heading toward your locker, mentally preparing for a long afternoon, when you spotted Taemin. Leaning casual against the wall, one hand in his pocket, the other holding his phone, but his eyes were fixed on you the moment you turned the corner. You slowed, heart sinking a little. Before you could decide to turn away, he pushed off the wall and walked toward you. Can we talk? He asked, his voice firm but low. You hesitated. He didn't wait for your answer. Gently but quickly, he took your hand and pulled you down the corridor toward a quiet corner by the old supply room where no one really passed by. You tried to pull away, but he wasn't forceful, just insistent. Taemin, why are you behaving like this? He interrupted, turning to face you, avoiding me, ignoring me like I did something horrible. You folded your arms. I think we both know what this is about. No, I don't. That's the problem, he said, frustrated. You won't even look at me properly. You act like I betrayed you or something. You felt your nails dig into your palms. You really don't see it, do you? See what? That you are mad because I didn't pick you for some stupid college fest? You flinched, and that was it. That one sentence, that one careless tone. You finally broke. No, Taemin, I'm not mad because of a stupid college fest. I'm mad because I finally saw where I stand with you. His brows knit together in confusion. Every time you needed help with an assignment or a partner for a boring group project, you came to me. Whenever you needed someone to stay late and quiz you, I was there. Whenever you were struggling, I was the one you turned to. You laughed bitterly, but the moment it was something fun, something exciting, something that people actually cared about, you ran straight to Minji. So that's why you have been mad? He asked again, disbelief lacing his voice. because I chose someone else for a fest? No. You said softly but clearly, not anymore. He fell silent. You took a breath. Because I realized I was wasting my time and my feelings, thinking that maybe, just maybe, you saw me as something more than a backup option. That maybe if I stayed close enough, long enough, you would choose me too. His lips parted slightly, but no words came. You used me, Taemin. Maybe not intentionally, maybe not cruelly, but you used me and I let you. I kept showing up for you like a fool thinking it meant something, but it didn't. You looked him dead in the eyes, voice steady now. You never saw me, Taemin. Not the way I wanted to be seen. He opened his mouth, but this time you held up a hand. You don't need to say anything. I already said more than I should. And with that, you turned and walked away, feeling your heart ache a little less with every step. This time, you weren't crying, you were finally letting go. The fest was just around the corner. Everyone had already picked their partners. Costumes were being finalized, rehearsals in full swing, laughter echoing through the corridors, except for you. You still hadn't signed up. You weren't sure if you even wanted to. You told yourself you were over it, that Taemin's choice didn't bother you, that the whole thing was childish, but deep down it still stung. You were heading toward the admin block to submit a form when Jungkook fell into step beside you. Still haven't picked a partner? He asked, hands shoved in his pockets. You shot him a look. You stalking me now? He shrugged, only during daylight hours. You rolled your eyes, picking up your pace. Hey, he said, matching your steps. You wanna be my partner? You blinked. What? For the fest. He said casually, you and me, classic lit, maybe something tragic or steamy, your choice. You stopped walking. Why? He tilted his head. Why not? You folded your arms. Why are you so clingy lately? Always showing up, sitting next to me, now this. He didn't answer right away, then he smiled a little. You really don't get it, do you? You frowned. Get what? I'm also a victim of one-sided love, he said simply, and my one-sided love gets really annoyed whenever I talk to her. Your heart skipped a beat. You blinked. What? He took a step closer, dropping his usual smirk for something softer. But you know, we can also turn one-sided love into two-sided if you cooperate. You stare at him. Was he serious? He looked serious. I'm not asking for some dramatic confession. I just want a shot, a real one, not as a backup, not as a rebound. Just me and you on stage, maybe even off it. You stayed quiet, your heart thudding a little too loudly. And I know you are scared, I know you are angry, but maybe it's time you stop letting someone else's choice define your worth. You sighed, Jungkook. He smiled faintly. You don't have to say yes, just don't say no because of someone who didn't even look back. You looked away, then back at him. What scene were you thinking? He grinned. Oh, so we are doing this? You rolled your eyes, trying to hide your smile. I didn't say yes, but you didn't say no. You shook your head, turning away. You are seriously annoying. He walked beside you. Yeah, but you like it now, and for once you didn't disagree. The form submission deadline passed with your name finally on the list, partnered with John Jungkook. And as you walked out of the building with him, your fingers accidentally brushed his. He didn't pull away, neither did you.